Do you understand that most of the country thinks that you're one of the stupidest people around right now?
Yeah, I do.
What's your response to that?
I bet you'd both be real sorry if I killed myself, wouldn't you? Huh?
Do you think that God gets stoned once in a while?
Why are you saying that?
No reason.
We interrupt your regular programming to bring you this deprogramming.
Humans have intersectionality.
What's a hermaphrodite?
Something that's male and female.
Okay, that's two. You're further making my point.
Right, but
Show me something with 3 or 4 or 5 genders.
Amen. Hermaphrodite is a type of sex where you have combined chromosomes of male and female.
Of what?
Male and female.
That's 2.
Combined.
Amen. That's 2, and that's my point. There's only 2. Amen. Now that's my point. There's only 2.
My dad is a gynecologist, and he looks at vaginas all day long.
You'll never see a non-binary zebra. You'll never see a non-binary zebra. You'll never see a
Man, she never had a love like mine.
Realizing that you are a slave is the first step to freedom. I have walked the whole way.
Are you sure you need this? I think so.
I just got 3 things to say.
New World Order.
God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
Have you been married before? Have you been married before?
No. I'm married to the game.
This is my recital. I think it's very vital. That's right. It's tricky. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around, and on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around, that's right on time. It's tricky. I met this little.
See you, chump.
Oh. What's up, hoes?
I gave my heart and soul to stop you committing the disaster that you did commit in invading Iraq. And I told the world that your case for the war was a pack of lies. I told the world that Iraq, contrary to your claims, did not have weapons of mass destruction. I told the world, contrary to your claims, that Iraq had no connection to Al-Qaeda. I told the world, contrary to your claims, that Iraq had no connection to the atrocity on 9/11/2001. I told the world, contrary to your claims, that the Iraqi people would resist a British and American invasion of their country, and that the fall of Baghdad would not be the beginning of the end, but merely the end of the beginning.
I know a lot of young people get really screwed up, even to the point of suicide, because of what's said about them on social media and all that stuff.
Some call me delusional.
Well, most people live in a prison called fearing what other people think.
Don't worry, you're not my type.
Guys love it when you tell them everything.
And when you fear or you're concerned about what other people think, you're not you anymore. You are what you are expected to be by those you don't want abuse or criticism.
Why can't you understand that I'm just happy being alone? Can you see how happy I am?
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. In case you haven't noticed already, this is going to be a long video. So I know the length of it could be a bit intimidating, a bit overwhelming. You might not want to watch the whole thing. That's fine. You know, just finish it in chunks, little bites, because I'm going to be gone the next week or so, so I have to, well, I don't have to, but I'm choosing to put like 4 videos into one. So, yeah, instead of doing a bunch of little videos, which takes, honestly, more time, I'm just going to make one big video, which is this one. So, thanks for watching. Yeah. So anyways, today's video is going to be a DarthXXXL XL, triple X, without the porn. But yeah, so it's going to be an extra long video, so I recommend you grab your kids, grab your popcorn, grab a bowl, a towel, and a kitchen knife.
Handcrafted knives from Japanese steel, used by professional chefs around the world. Kamikoto knives is the perfect combination of affordability and quality.
Oh, God, no. No Kamikoto, Kimiko, Bukkake. None of those Bukkake knives. We don't want none of those knives.
Look at these new knives. Kamikotos.
I don't care if you think they're sharp, dude. They're made in fucking China. Nothing made in China. You understand? No, it's not Japanese. It's not. They say it's Japanese to make you think it's, more valuable. Dude, I don't give a fuck what the package says. I don't care what your little box says. It's not Japanese. It's not Japanese steel. It's Chinese steel made in China. So fuck your Kamikoto knives. Get something else. Get something sharper. Get a German steel. We need some German. You know what you need? You need some Nazi knives. Oh yeah. The Nazis loved their knives. And they were pretty sharp too. Sharper than the Kamikoto bullshit. You're not quite wrapping your head around it. So let me just try to break it down for you. They are lying to you about Japanese steel. It's Chinese. They're telling you that it's Japanese to make it sound more desirable, to sell it at a higher price point. It's like, say you got a girlfriend, right? She's got some big old fake titties. There's some nice titties. They look real. They're like really nice. They're so nice, you can't tell if they're fake or not.
To the windows, to the walls, to the sweat drop down my balls. All these bitches roll. All these bitches roll.
So you tell everybody, all your friends and family, that they're real tits. So they look at her as a higher value woman.
Oh, skeet, skeet, motherfucker. Oh, skeet, skeet, goddamn.
Because fake tits are actually a D value.
Yeah, those are some nice jugs. Can I touch them? No, what?
I mean, they maybe up your value in the bed.
So she puts her hands down, push on her hips.
But, day to day, I think it, well, I'm just not a fan of scars. I'd rather have some small titties than some scarred up titties. I don't want to lift up the tit and be like, oh, what is, you know what I mean? See, that's what I want to know. I want to know how we got here. How do we go from Kamikoto knives to tits?
She's a party girl with a bad habit for drugs. She's a slut and she knows it.
Oh yeah, my metaphor. What don't you get? Why do you need a knife? To watch my video? It's for the kids. We're sacrificing kids. Hello? Okay, so if you get thirsty, you just take that Chinese steel and you just cut the throats and you pour the blood into the bowl that I recommended. So that's what the bowl is for, and that's what the towel is for. The towel is for the spill, and the bowl is for, the blood soup. Look, I'm just kidding. I've never sacrificed any children except for my own childhood. Yeah, I definitely sacrificed that. I mean, I sacrificed my child in the hood. Sorry. Oh, yeah. BLM is paying $5,000 for a light-skinned baby under the age of 6 months. I happen to have one at 4 months. And they give me $5,000. $5,000 for a 4-month-old baby. That's a good deal. That's like more than $1,000 per month, it's been alive.
I have so much cash on hand that I actually counted by weighing it on my bathroom scale, and yet I can't spend it.
And it hasn't even fully developed yet. It doesn't even have fucking, teeth. So it's not even a real baby. It's just, and you know what? I don't count babies, people, or even conscious until they're at least 7. So if you want to kill your kids up until 7, I'm cool with it. I think we need less kids. Less Gen Z, the better. So if you got some Gen Z fuckers running around your house with those iPhones and iPads in their faces...
Some call me delusional. I say I'm a dreamer.
But like I said, this is one of those videos where there's no structure, there's no real point to it. It's just to entertain you. Are you not entertained? Look, do you guys really believe, do you really truly believe that the movie White Noise, which predicted the Ohio train accident in real life, coincidental disaster? No, I don't think it was a fucking coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. But like, what are the fucking chances? I mean, like, let's be real, okay? Let's, you know, if you don't want to be real with me or in the comments, that's fine. Just be real with yourself. Privately. Be real with just be like, use that brain of yours. Okay, now, I'm not trying to push conspiracy theories while simultaneously pushing a conspiracy theory, but think about this, man. What are the fucking odds? What are the cosmic chances that Hollywood, Netflix, would put out a movie where almost beat for beat is played out in real life 2 months later, in the exact same state that this movie took place in? And not only that, there were extras in the movie White Noise who lived in Palestine, Ohio, who were affected by it. How fucking crazy. What are the chances, man? I'll tell you the chances. The odds of Hollywood making a movie and 2 months later, the disaster in the movie coming true, are pretty slim. I'd say 1,000,000 to 1. You can assume this was some kind of unfortunate coincidence. Or you could just take a second to think a little bit deeper.
There was madness in any direction, at any hour.
I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how many movies I have watched. If I wasn't a filmmaker, I would be ashamed of how many movies I watched, but movies are my homework. So I've watched, I mean, thousands. You name the movie, as long as it's not some obscure, you know, French movie or foreign film, I've probably seen it, if not multiple times. But movies are my sports. I fucking love movies. Good movies. And I'm not talking about this new wave woke shit. I'm talking about great cinema. Masterful cinema. I love movies, but that's not the point. The point is, I've watched enough movies to know that they don't just come true 2 months later.
Oh yeah, check this out, sir. Oh my God! Right? Do that again. Do that again. Do that again. Do that again. Oh! All right, this is gonna be a good movie.
In the movie Knowing, the news reported a major oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico.
Tonight in the Gulf of Mexico, an explosion on the soon-to-be decommissioned oil rig triggered a fire which burned for 3 hours before it was extinguished. Officials don't yet know the exact cause of the explosion, but believe a malfunction in the cooling system may have been at fault.
Our last run into the rig has...
Due to the prompt response of the rescue unit, the structure was evacuated with no loss of life.
A year later, the Deepwater Horizon exploded.
I mean, if you want to be a little detective and go down the rabbit hole and try to find another movie that came true, be my guest.
6 months before 9/11, a lone gunman episode showed us the World Trade Center being targeted by a hijacked passenger plane.
Corner of Liberty and Washington, Lower Manhattan.
World Trade Center. We're going to crash the plane into the World Trade Center.
But off the top of my head, nothing. Because it doesn't happen. Because movies are fiction.
Last year's film, White Noise, was about a train wreck that poisons a small town in Ohio. This is the very same story now playing out in real life. Within a year of White Noise's release, the actual event occurs in real life, in Ohio, in Texas, and in Michigan.
Truth is definitely stranger than fiction, for sure. Anyways, I'm not saying that the train was intentionally derailed, but I'm kind of saying it was intentionally derailed, you know? And if you're going to go ahead with the conspiracy in your own little head that, you know, the train was intentionally derailed, so that way they would have these chemicals released in the air and they would burn it, if that was all part of their plan, we have to ask ourselves why. We can't just be like, oh, because they wanted to burn chemicals. It doesn't make any sense. Why would they want to do this? I don't have answers for you. But I do have two words. Predictive programming.
This is known as predictive programming, and its purpose is to psychologically trick the minds of the masses into accepting major traumatic events that would otherwise be resisted. In the book Secret Societies and Psychological Warfare, Michael Hoffman describes a mind control technique known as the revelation of the method. And he writes that when the revelation of the method is performed in a veiled manner, accompanied by certain occult signs and symbolic words, and elicits no meaningful response of opposition or resistance from the target, it is one of the most efficacious techniques of psychological warfare. Sarah Elkhaldy of the Alchemist YouTube channel does an excellent job of explaining all this. According to Elkhaldy, there is a law of nature in this universe that compels the dark occult to first gain our consent before trespassing against us, because they believe this protects them from the natural laws of cause and effect. They offered, and we accepted, so it's all fair. A lack of response to an action is often taken as an approval of that action. And there is an old Latin proverb that says, "He who is silent when he ought to have spoken and was able to, is taken to agree." Silence is considered by many to be a form of consent. And so it is through a veiled performance of the revelation of the method technique that these dark occultists believe they are gaining our consent, what we know as predictive programming. With predictive programming, the minds of the masses are impregnated with visuals of a major event before it happens. This is done through all forms of media and can be very subtle so that nobody notices. But the subconscious mind notices everything and can easily be programmed through repetition.
That's what this Netflix movie, White Noise, was. It was predictive programming. Letting you know, flat out, this is going to happen. And rewatching the movie, it's very ominous. You know, I watched the movie. Right when it came out, I watched it. And I hated it. I hated everything about it. Awful movie. It was so fucking bad. But I sat through it. But hindsight? Like on a second watch? I mean, they spelled it out for us. They spelled it all out in perfect English. Fuck, die.
No.
So before we go ahead and move on to the next subject, I wanted to briefly, just briefly, dude, I don't even think I'm going to have enough storage space to save this video. I don't know how I'm going to make a video that's this, whatever. Obviously, I'm taking my time with this video. I wanted to mention something that I can't quite wrap my mind around, you know? And what I can't wrap my mind around, my head around, is, well, where's Leo? Where's DiCaprio? Where's Greta Thunberg? Where's Al fucking Gore? This incident in Ohio is like the poster disaster for their platform. I thought they were environmentalists. It seems like they don't even give a fuck. It's almost like they were in on it. I mean, Is it because it's a red state that they don't want to show up? I mean, you would think like Al Gore and fucking John Kerry and all these fucking people would show up, you know, set up podiums and give speeches and demand change, and there would be press everywhere. There was press, but not the levels that I thought it would get. I thought Greta Thunberg would be there, you know, protesting. But I guess those protesters aren't too smart, are they? How many climate activists does it take to change a light bulb? Nobody fucking knows. One of the universe's greatest mysteries. So, when I lived in San Francisco, I worked at BMW with this super crazy environmentalist chick. I would fucking hide her recycling bin that she brought it from home, right? This little, like, green recycling bin. She put it under her desk. I would just move that shit. I would hide it. Just for fun, because she's such a green freak. Watching her lose her shit over who took it, where is it, why is it over here? It was what got me up in the morning. I was like, where am I going to hide Catherine's bin today? Man, I almost missed those days. You thought that was going to be a joke? You thought that was leading up to a joke? No, that's just real life, buddy. That's just a true story. Really happened. And the best part is, she'd be the one coming to me and asking me for help, to help her look for her bin and like try to figure out who took it. And man, she was a little too trusting, but she was such a neurotic, psycho, culty bitch. But you need that kind of bitch skin, tough skin to work in car sales. So, especially BMW with these elitists that just want everything now. That's not the point. The point is, that's not me peeing, by the way. If you hear that, that's the pipes. If Greta caught me chopping down an oak tree on my property, that bitch would have called the WEF and had me suicided for treason. You didn't get it, did you? Treason with T-R-E. Look, that wasn't me trying out a new joke. That was me showing off. So how about you just give me a chuckle? This is weird. I don't, you know, because when you tell a joke in front of a camera, there's no one there to receive it, you know, live. So I don't know if, probably cringe a lot, huh? I mean, I know I do. That's why I don't rewatch my videos. That's why I only go through the edit one time. So if you ever see like a fuck up in my videos, it's because I just wanted to get it out there and move on to the next one. Because I don't really have the time to really make my shit clean. It's a little rough around the edges. It's a little amateur. It's a little choppy. Judo chop. But it has character. You know what I'm saying? No? Okay. If Leo marries this 19-year-old, I swear to God, on the wedding day, it'll be the bride and groomer. Just saying. I mean, the man can date who he wants. But like 19? Jesus. That seems like I mean, like you do you, man. Like you do you. Right? She's old enough. But there's just like this. There's there's a thing, you know. 19 seems like the kind of age that you would, I don't know, string along on the side. Like a mistress. Like just like a, you hit her up one day on fucking Snapchat and be like, you want to fuck, and then that's it. I can't believe he's publicly dating her, but Jesus. That's so off topic. It has nothing to do with anything, so forgive me, but I just found out why black people love Amy Schumer. It's because she steals all of her jokes, and then she asks Netflix for reparations. But, to be fair, Greta Thunberg considers it recycling jokes, so it's environmentally friendly, or whatever. Can you guys guess the feeling I get when someone tries to preach climate change to me? Zero gratification. Ba-dum-bum. Get it? Greta. Look, most bitches complain about, I don't know, work, or their backstabbing friend, or they complain. They're just always bitching, right? And that's great. But when bitches bitch about the environment, well, then they're just Greta. I'm making this up as I go, so just cut me some fucking slack. Yes, this show is improv. 100%. I don't even know what I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? What am I doing? What would you call the Kardashians if you threw them off the Bay Bridge? Like the whole family. Like you got the whole family and you lined them up and you had like spears. Like there was like 10 people with spears, right? And they're like, you know, scaring them to the edge. What happens once they fall? What are they considered? Not, well, yeah, they'll probably be dead. It's like 200 feet. But besides that, what? I don't know. I don't know how to pollution. They'd be considered pollution. I'd rather go swimming in the Ohio River than any body of water that the Kardashians or Amy Schumer, that fucking smelly snatch, have been in. And if they were in a pool, if they're in the fucking ocean, I don't care. There's not enough water to wash away the pollution that radiates off their reptilian skin. I mean, the amount of makeup they wear has to be toxic. Has to be. There's no way that's good for you. There's no way that's good for the environment. It's all natural. Wouldn't know. I don't wear makeup because I'm not a homeowner. I don't own a home. At the moment, I'm renting. My lease on life. We're all gonna die soon.
Listen, Leo DiCaprio, he's not on the same planet you are, dummies. I'm sorry to let you know that. He's not on the same planet you are. Now he's found a 19-year-old that he cares about and that he likes. Everyone's mad at him. Who should he date? Would that make everybody feel better to see Leo with like a graying old librarian? He's like, I love her passion for books. Leo, he's going out. Is this his girl?
Yep.
He's in love. She's an Israeli model. He's in love with her. Do you hate love? She's probably like, my father is in the military. And Leo goes, oh, okay. Leo might have, for the whole relationship, maybe he has his headphones in. He doesn't know. That's the other thing. People are like, well, what does he even relate to the girl about? What does he relate to anyone about? He's Leonardo DiCaprio. He's not cool like he is in the movies. He's just probably a dull guy who's just ready really to go to some other planet because he's done this one. There's nothing left for him to do.
Oh, shit. Okay, so that's going to wrap up that topic. Let's move on to the next topic. Before we go ahead and move on with the video, if you're new here, I want you to know that there's never a script, there's never a structure, rhyme, or reason to my videos or my edits. I have severe ADHD.
Action. Out there in the dark. I got here on my terms, not theirs.
In case you haven't noticed, it's bad. Like, really fucking bad.
Good evening, Ozzy.
And I don't take meds.
What?
I don't want to take meds. When I take meds for ADHD, it just fucks with my creativity.
We're gonna get high, gonna get baked till every inch of us just aches. Gonna do lines, gonna pop tabs, ingest everything we grab. Have some shrooms, then smoke some crack, chase the dragon and shoot some smack. We won't stop till all our brains are fucking fried.
It puts like a cap on it. It halts it. It halts my motivation. It halts my everything. Making videos is my prescription. I'm self-medicated content creator.
Did you guys know there are actually more slaves in the world today than any other point in time? A higher number of slaves in the world right now than any other period in history. You think your job is bad? Imagine counting slaves.
I get high off making content that nobody sees. So if you want to be one of the few people that sees it, well, you're lucky. We're lucky. We're just two peas in a pod. You're meant to be here. Thank you for being here.
I just wanted to say thanks.
I'm glad you came along.
Sir, are you listening to me, sir? Sir, I'm talking to you. Sir, are you...
So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic of discussion, which is BLM. That's right, these degenerates. Oh, Darth, you're a racist. No, I'm not.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I live in this world. You live in a psycho bunker where 9/11 was an inside job and the government are all Nazis.
The government are all Nazis!
BLM is racist. Fucking fight me. You got 5th graders, elementary school kids, black kids, okay? I'm not trying to make this about race. So don't be like, Darth, you're fucking racist. I'm not a racist, okay? But facts matter, okay? Unlike CNN with the Michigan State shooter last week, CNN, side rant, sorry. CNN last week was fully aware of the race of the active shooter. They put out a statement describing this man, what he was wearing and, color of his hair, but decided to leave out the one key detail that maybe would have caught him sooner, which was the color of his skin. They couldn't even tell... CNN is so fucking woke, they couldn't even tell their audience that there is an active shooter and he's black. Your entire audience, CNN, thinks that all these shooters are white. And that's just not the truth. It's just so far from the truth. So I'm not going to be like CNN and leave out the race of this individual or these individuals. I'm going to leave out their photos and their names because they're kids, but they are black. So these group of elementary black kids go around during recess and after school and chase down a bunch of white kids, basically gang beat them, and force them to say Black Lives Matter. You have radicalized a generation, multiple generations, to the point of violence. You see how this has had a reverse effect? You've preached so much tolerance and acceptance, and you've told them how bad racism is. They've gotten so anti-racist, they are now racist. They are now being the fascists. They're being the authoritarians. Dude, if a group of kids, black or white, beat up my kid, my daughter, because they didn't want to bend the knee to Black Lives Matter, you better hope someone's there to stop me from... I'll punch a kid in the face. I don't care. If he's at least 12 years old, I'm punching him in the face. You touch my kid, I'm touching you back. These kids need to get fucking spanked. These kids need to get their ass kicked. This is the result of CRT, critical race theory, white fragility, teaching white kids that they're the oppressors and telling white kids that they're oppressed, or black kids that they're oppressed. Dude, I don't give a fuck where you live. I don't care if you live in fucking Detroit. I don't care if you live in Chicago or fucking Flint, or I don't give a fuck where you live. I don't care if it's, an inner city or not. If you live in this country, if you live in America, at least for now, you have every fucking opportunity to do something with your life. There's no reason for you to be focused on racism or white people bad. Can you imagine? Could you just imagine if a bunch of white kids ran around the fucking school beating up fucking black kids, making them say, white lives matter? This is not reverse racism. There's no such thing as reverse racism. There's just fucking racism. And CRT and these wackadoo teachers are indoctrinating children into becoming racists. They are literally raising an army of racists. So let's go ahead and watch this news clip and see what the fuck is going on.
Several students and parents at a Springfield elementary school upset tonight. That's after police say a number of black students forced several white students to state Black Lives Matter against their will. Gwyneth Falloon is following this story for us tonight and joins us live now. And Gwen, what have you learned?
Megan, the Springfield police report says the incident took place here at Kenwood Elementary last Friday at recess. Allegedly, a group of black students forced several white students to say Black Lives Matter, and if they didn't comply or tried to avoid the situation, they were chased down. Some even reported being dragged, pushed to the ground, or even punched in the face.
Yeah, I just got the Tonka. Yeah, this is a big buddy, this a Rolls Royce. And you better pick up the phone when I'm calling you. And you better leave me alone if I'm talking.
Or even punched in the face. On Monday, Springfield police were called to Kenwood Elementary about an incident that took place the previous Friday at recess.
Just because it's reversed, it's still not all right.
A police incident report states a group of black students forced a number of white students to say Black Lives Matter against their will. Those who refused or attempted to avoid the situation were chased down. The report says one student was punched in the head.
He was thrown to the ground.
He was actually one of the ones thrown to the ground. And
Crystal and Daniel Haar have an 11-year-old son in 6th grade at Kenwood. They say their son did not tell them about the event. However, the school contacted them 3 days later.
I don't understand how it got as far as it did, because the teachers should have been paying closer attention.
Springfield police are currently investigating the incident. However, the Haars say their son is scared to go to school.
He's not excited to go to school at all. He's terrified.
The school has provided a statement saying they are aware of the incident and are, quote, committed to providing our students with a safe learning environment where they look forward to attending every day. No further information was provided, but the parents say more needs to be done and those in question should be held accountable for their actions.
I really feel like they should at least be expelled.
Now, statements have been taken, and the police report says suspects could face charges of menacing and assault. There is also surveillance video of the incident. However, this is an ongoing investigation, so that has not been released. As the story continues to develop, we'll be sure to bring you the latest information as it becomes available. Back to you.
All right, so let me know your thoughts, of course, but on to the next topic. We're talking about gay kids. That's right, went from BLM to LGBTQ. What's up? So today's gay kids are actually on the right side of history. That's right. No, I'm serious. Oh, yeah. These gay kids are pushing back. These gay students are pushing back against the school board's rules regarding restrooms and gendered restrooms or whatever the fuck. Like, they're removing the urinals from the bathrooms, from the boys' bathrooms. They're getting rid of urinals from the boys' bathroom for gender equality. Like, what the fuck is that? Even the gay kids that are guys, gay guys need to pee. We pee standing up. I'm not saying I'm gay, a little gay. I mean, look at that. That's pretty gay, okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe this is probably more gay. But what's more gay than that is pulling a baby unicorn out of the rainbow vagina. And then making the baby, the fetus, cry. You gotta make him cry. Oh, Darth, that's so fucked up. Oh, shut up. It's called an abortion. Post-birth abortion.
I once dated a girl who owned a parakeet.
I'm itchy and dizzy and almost always hungry, but I'm nauseous and cautious of standing up too quickly for my vision is fleeting.
These gay kids, boys and girls, are pushing back against these school board regulations that nobody asked for. Apparently just a couple parents went in and complained to the school board, and they're making these changes. So these decisions are coming from the adults, not the kids. Like, the adults have taken the woke too far that even the woke kids are like, yo, what? Gay guys need to stand up when they pee. I mean, not everybody wants to sit down on a public toilet. Look, I'm assuming that the girls, the lesbians, if you will, just got really sick and tired of wasting all their tampons every time a trans girl faked being on their period and was like, oh my god, hey, listen, Trisha, can I get one of those tampons? Can I bum one, please? Seriously, just one? Yeah, I need another one. Yeah. Don't worry about what happened to the other tampon. It doesn't matter. I need one. I need this one. I need one now. I'm bleeding. Trish. What do you mean it's your last one? Oh, come on, just go buy me some more. I mean, go buy yourself just go buy a box.
Milford High School students staging a walkout Friday in response to the school board's bathroom restrictions that limit the number of students who can use the facilities to the number of stalls available.
Nobody asked for this. Nobody but the few parents who complained to the school board asked for this.
Let us all say amen.
Amen. The board voted on the measure on Monday after a proposal was brought forth that would change the district's bathroom policy, which allows students to use whichever bathroom aligns with their gender identity. The proposal would require students to use the bathroom associated with their biological sex, male or female. While students agreed they do not like the current bathroom restrictions.
We're all a high school, and the fact that you see this many people out here right now ready to kind of stand against the school board just kind of signifies that.
Some have different opinions about what should be done to address the larger issue.
As a female, I don't think that it's safe to have males in our bathroom.
Can I get a
This is creating just a complex system of inequality within our LGBTQ plus students.
She is seriously, no offense, such a dumb bitch. She's pretty much a confirmed lesbian. She's severely overweight, and she's like...
You're attracted to women? That's the general idea, Helen.
Yeah, of course.
Teachers, parents, and administrators tell News 9 they're happy students were able to come together peacefully.
So proud of our students, I really am.
This is what gets the attention needed to make a decision that's best for everybody.
She's a party girl with a bad habit for drugs. She's a slut and she knows it.
Are you listening? Hear me talk, hear me sing. Open up the door. Is it less? Is it more? When you tell me to beware. Are you here? Are you there? Is it something I should know? Easy come, easy go. Now
Holy God, what are you showing me? Hey, come on! Open your eyes!
not in your head. Don't hear what I said. I can't communicate when you wait. Going late.
Why?
I try to talk to you.
She's dead. What do you mean she's dead? Come on! She's not dead! Open your eyes, man! She's fucking you don't know!
What's it gonna be? Can you hear me? I'm so sick.
I need like $12,000 because there's just like a lot of stuff that I like really want to buy online and I can't like afford it all. Like I want to buy this cute lingerie and it's not even.
Where'd this come from? I bought it. For what?
The air quality is fine right now, and the water, the drinking water within this municipality is safe to drink. I'm here in front of this little cafe. I had them pull a little water out of their tapper, and I'm gonna drink it.
Oh shit. Oh. Do you see that, Cash? That was pretty good. Anyways, on to the next order of business for the day. We're talking about Kamala Harris. That's right. If you don't know who Kamala Harris is, she is the border czar. She is the most competent VP the United States has ever had. She is the most reliable, she's the best. She's the best. Anyway, Kamala Harris, in case you don't know, has protected our southern border. She has kept out all of the illegals crossing over, all of the rapists and the murderers, and she's kept out she's kept out all the prostitutes, you know, from Tijuana. You know, all the goat fuckers. You never been to a donkey show? It's donkey, not a goat, a donkey. Yeah, I'd fuck a donkey if I was drunk enough. Yeah, but that's not the point. Look, Kamala's not letting any donkey fuckers cross our border. She's protected our borders from drugs, crime. She's the best. And, yeah, I'm dragging this on just a little bit. Look, Kamala Harris just low-key, I know, I still use that word, phrase. Low-key, no, low-key is one word, I think, right? Low-key, one word, 2 words. Doesn't matter. She low-key incited World War III. That's what she did. So let's watch the clip, and then you tell me if you think this sounds a bit ominous. This sounds like, I don't know, a threat? Like, do you really want to fucking go to war with Russia? Like, I mean, we're already in a proxy war with Russia, but do you want to be like in an actual war with Russia? No, you don't. And I don't think anybody in America does either. Nobody, dude, nobody wants this Ukraine bullshit. Nobody wants to be part of... No. And I haven't seen any Ukraine flags in anyone's bios recently. No profile pictures with the Ukraine flag. What happened? The war's still going on, so where's your support? Why did you remove the Ukraine flag? I thought you were actually fighting for the cause. But no, just like every fuckface on Twitter and social media, you're just a bunch of virtue signalers. You don't give a fuck about Ukraine. And I'm not about to be cool with a war with Russia, which would mean a war with China, which would mean World War III. I'm not looking to do that. I'm not looking to get nuked, okay? I know I joke about it, you know, like we need a good nuking, but I don't want to get nuked. Or if you want to keep this war going with Russia and with Ukraine, if you want to keep funding this shit, what you're going to get is death and destruction. That's it. Nothing good came out of Iraq. Nothing good came out of Afghanistan. Fucking nothing. Nothing good is going to come from this. The same people who told you that Iraq had WMDs are the same fucking people telling you that, oh, Ukraine, the most corrupt country in Europe, is in need of our aid. Well, maybe if they were so fucking corrupt, they wouldn't be at war. I don't fucking know. Look, I'm not saying I don't care about people. I do care about people, but I care about my people more. Sorry. Not sorry. I mean, to anybody who is still supporting the war in Ukraine, are you really willing to see your family get eviscerated by a nuclear... Is it worth it? It sure as fuck is not worth it to me. Like, I mean, if Russia had a GoFundMe page for their war, I'd probably donate $5. If there was a jar for Russia and a jar for Ukraine, I'd be tipping the Russia jar. Sorry. Let's wrap this shit up, okay? Let's just get it over with.
Donald Trump said on this video that he likes kissing pretty women and that...
You don't?
Sir, can I finish?
You like kissing ugly women?
Excuse me. Can I finish my statement, please? Thank you. I don't appreciate that either. All right. What I was saying was...
The United States has formally determined that Russia has committed crimes against humanity. And I say...
To all those who have perpetrated these crimes, and to their superiors who are complicit in these crimes, you will be held to account.
In the face of these indisputable facts, to all of us here in Munich, let us renew our commitment to accountability. Let us renew our commitment to the rule of law. And we must stay strong. Because if Putin were to succeed with his attack on these fundamental principles, other nations could feel emboldened to follow his violent example. These are crimes against humanity.
Dude, these politicians all need to fuck off. We don't believe a word you say. Crimes against humanity. Look at all the shit you're fucking doing. Fuck right off, assholes.
You know, there's plenty of weirdness in the world where anybody who doesn't think that some conspiracies are legitimate is naive.
Right.
You're a fool. Because people have openly conspired. People have gone to jail for conspiring.
Right.
It is a natural inclination of human beings. It's not like, that doesn't even make sense to me. A conspiracy where they make money and they gain power? What? You expect me to believe that? It's such a dumb attitude that people have. And the problem is that phrase, conspiracy theorist, is such a negative. If that gets slapped on you, immediately people are like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, just a couple like Enron or like the Operation Northwoods or
Iran-Contra.
Yeah, Gulf of Tonkin incident that got us into Vietnam. you know, Kennedy's assassination. You know, just a few Bay of Pigs, just a few. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. You don't think some conspiracies are real? Well, then they're gonna run another one on you
all the time
because you don't believe in them, because you're scared to say. You've been tricked into not questioning the most questionable fucking people that have ever existed.
100%.
World leaders. They're the only people. The reason why we go to war.
All right, so we are now on to the home stretch, which is ironically the longest part of the video. But this is the portion of the video where we kind of get into conspiratorial waters. We're going to get a bit... Just get your tinfoil hats.
Tinfoil hats. The versatile, affordable, anti-mind control cranial cap. But what's the origin story of these things? And why are they always so closely associated with conspiracies? Well, the first major reference to metal hats goes back to the short story written by Julian Huxley, The Tissue Culture King. And it was first published almost a century ago. Now, in this story, the central protagonist uses a metal hat to protect against an evil scientist's mind control. And in this story, it covers everything from genetic engineering, immortality, and using metal hats as an anti-telepathy tool. It was first published back in 1926 in places like the Yale Review. But it really wasn't until the following year, 1927, when it was featured in Amazing Stories, the first ever serialized publication dedicated to science fiction, that the story really started to garner widespread acclaim. From there, well, that pop culture seed went to root, and it still grows today. And for the record, tinfoil hats, well, they don't seem to work.
Now, we're going to be talking about quite a few conspiracies. We're going to talk about lizard people, the reptilians, our overlords, the Anunnaki, if you will. We're going to talk about some very sensitive subjects, which are pretty fucked up and very dark, which, well, I'm just going to say it. Child sacrifices. There is a portion of this video where we go in depth
with child sacrifices. Children.
And personal testimonies of
child sacrifices.
So trigger warnings all around. And on top of that, before we begin this portion of the video with the conspiracies, I'm not saying that I buy into everything. I mean, I believe some of them, but not everything. I think it's good to have a healthy dose of skepticism when it comes to our governments and what we think is the world we live in. Because they're making sure that we are seeing a completely different world than the real world. They're putting a fake world in front of our eyes. Yeah, Tina, it's called your phone. The conspiracies that I'm going to put forth and the videos I want to show you give me a reason for pause. To think about what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing. I mean, these these lizard people, these New World Order fucks, like I said in my last video, they're spelling it out. They couldn't be more clear. You know, you think these world elites, these world rulers that are making all the decisions would, you know, play puppet master in the shadows, or from the shadows, but no. The puppet masters are on TV. Okay? Noah Harari, who is going to be one of the prominent voices we listen to throughout this video, is a self-proclaimed prophet. The elites, the Klaus Schwabs and the elites of the world, look at him as their prophet. He calls himself a literal prophet, a god. He is not only does he call himself a god, which is blasphemy in itself, he mocks the real God. Oh, but Darth, there is no real God. You know, all right, we'll see. I mean, you'll see. But these people are quite literally removing religion, removing moral values, removing fucking consciousness, your soul. They're sucking all that out and putting in data. They're turning you into little fucking computers, little machines that they can control and hack. You.
When I first started using a butt plug during sex, I was like, oh, I'm coming so much like harder and faster. And it was like life changing. And I was like, I cannot believe I didn't try a butt plug sooner.
Now, I spent quite a lot of time on this video. When the video first started, it was 10 minutes. It was a 10-minute video, done. And I uploaded it, but I never, made it public because I decided to do this. So I hope to God you got nothing going on and you're willing to just hang out, relax. Maybe you'll learn something new. Who knows? The world is your oyster. But in between the really fucked up shit that we're about to watch, I threw in a little bit of humor, a little bit of comedy to lighten the darkness, because this shit gets dark. So if you're not into that, then fuck off. If you're into that, well, you're in the right place. Buckle up. All right, so last but not least, once we make it through the conspiracy portion of the video, the last part of the video is all about Elon Musk and how he is the only one fighting against these New World Order fucks. He's the only person who has the power, the influence, the resources, the connections, and the money to face these World Economic Forum cucks head on. So, we'll get to the Elon part when we get there, but for now, enjoy the show. There's nowhere for it to go.
Y'all little silly ass, spoiled ass, entitled kids in the world today can go straight to fucking hell. Let me tell you something. I'm so sick of y'all. And the problem is, you know where this shit started from in my mind? Two things started this shit. Number one is when somebody's fucking parent got pissed off because their damn stupid ass child didn't make the fucking team. And then now they went out there and boycotted the shit. Oh, nobody's child should be left out. Yes, the fuck they should. We used to practice. You practice to make the fucking team. And if you were good enough, you made the team. We couldn't wait to get out there and see the list that we make the team, the cheerleading team, whatever it was, you practiced. And if you didn't make it, that was all right. You tried harder and you came back next year. See, that's how you build character. Everybody doesn't fucking make it in life. Everybody can't have the job. Everybody just can't win every single time. Your children have to know they are going to fail at some things. And that's how they build character. And they go back stronger the next time. See, y'all made them feel like they supposed to just be handed shit. No, everybody makes a team. Everybody gets a trophy. Stupid ass. And that's why these fucking kids out of control. Another thing y'all should have stopped a long fucking time ago is letting these fucking kids in adult ass conversations. When I was younger, you didn't walk into a fucking room where adults were talking, and it better be somebody damn near dead. And when you walked in there, you said, "Excuse me," very quickly. These stupid ass kids, y'all got your dumb ass kids sitting up in your fucking face with adult ass conversations. Then you want to know why they so fucking grown? Because there's no goddamn separation. They just as fucking grown as you. You got them in all your shit and all your fucking business. So they feel like, fuck, I'm the same age as you. I do the same shit as you. No, there should be a clear fucking separation between you and these fucking kids. Y'all goddamn so fucked up you want your kid to be your best fucking friend. That's what the fuck is wrong with you. You need to be a damn parent. Be a fucking parent. Stop trying to be their damn friend. That's what's wrong with them. So you got no separation between adults and kids, and y'all sit up here making them feel like they're supposed to have whatever the fuck they want just because they want it without working for shit. That's the fucking problem. Y'all made these fucking kids sorry ass, entitled ass fucking brats, and all of them can go to hell.
For 30 years, I've been warning people in my books and in every other way I can that this world is controlled by a global network. I call it the cult. So what have I said in this 30 years that this cult wants? The goal of this manipulation, and has been for a very long time, is to get the world population to see as a good idea, or the only option in given circumstances that are manipulated into place, the creation of a one world government, a world central bank which would administer all financial transactions on the planet, a world currency which wouldn't be coins and notes. It would be merely electronic, cashless society for which there are fundamental implications for freedom and a microchipped population linked to a global computer, the latter of which sounds bizarre to many people on first hearing, except that we are ridiculously close to it and the technology already exists. Something else I've been saying for decades is the blueprint for the global Orwellian fascist society, the technocracy, is China. Unlike in the West, where until now, no longer, they've had to pay lip service to freedom and democracy and all that stuff. In China, what we want, we're bloody doing. And so they've been able to create and incubate the very society that this cult wants globally. This is how it works in China. They have millions of face recognition cameras in their cities. And so as you're walking down the street, you are able to be tracked and identified literally in minutes. You are so tracked in detail in China that they know everything you do all the time. And AI is logging your behavior. And they have something called the social credit system. When you act in ways that are acceptable to the state, you get credits. When you act in ways that the state doesn't want you to behave, you get credits taken away. And when you fall below a certain level, consequences kick in. There are millions and millions of people in China who, through not behaving as the government wants, are now banned from flying or banned from even going on a train. And this is what is planned. It's total and utter control. The Chinese structure of society and its authoritarian imposition and AI minute-by-minute real-time tracking of the population, that is exactly what I've been describing is planned for the world for 30 years.
My name is Chloe Cole, and I'm an 18-year-old former transgender child. I transitioned from the age of 12 up until 16 when I realized it all was a lie. My story is a cautionary tale. Children and parents across the country have been caught off guard by gender ideology. Discussions about transgenderism and gender identity went from being a relatively benign social oddity to a doctrine that has invaded nearly every academic, medical, and educational institution, seemingly overnight. How did we get to this point? How did we get to the point where nearly every pediatric institution in the country considers it best practice to remove the healthy breast while administering drugs typically used to chemically? Raising these important questions is not bigoted, and the refusal of activists to give straightforward answers should be seen as a major red flag. People across the entire political spectrum who believe that this practice is morally wrong have been told that they are fascists or bigots for even questioning this atrocity. Others have been convinced by self-proclaimed gender specialists that this is the only treatment that will not end in your child committing suicide. I believe Americans deserve to know the truth about this radical and perverse ideology, marketed as necessary and life-saving healthcare.
Hey guys, it's been 2 years since I changed to Edie. Told you have to be a little bit naughty.
Are we doing a good job?
Yeah.
If other people are watching this and they're at the beginning of their journey, what advice would you have for them?
Try and tell people instead of just waiting till you're older. I got a massive haircut because no one knew.
What would you say is the #1 difference?
They treat me like a girl now, not like a boy that wants to be a girl now.
We just want to say thank you to everybody who has been leaving comments and
following us over the last 2 years on this journey. There is a lot more hurdles to overcome. There's a lot more experiences, a lot more to go, but we're 2 years in.
And I am happy that Edie is happy. Happy that Edie is happy. Happy that Edie is happy.
I'm happy that Edie is happy. I'm happy that Edie is happy.
You can do hurdles. Thank you.
I think they're a bunch of sissies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And why is that?
They should be wearing purses and, half of them paint their damn toenails. What the hell's that all about? They should be putting on makeup and lipstick and prancing around, in high heels. And they probably do it half the time anyways when they training.
So you're saying they're not as tough as you and your contemporaries?
Damn right I'm saying that. Yeah.
This is the missile guidance system, bitch. We clown in this motherfucker. You'd better take your sensitive ass back to GPS.
Oh no 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 no. Oh no 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 no. Oh that, you ain't heard what I said. Nigga, run that, run that, run that, run that. You heard what I said. I said yes. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no.
So who are you?
Someone who doesn't like to be cheated or lied to.
Just because somebody said something doesn't mean it has to be printed. You don't circulate stories that are mean and unkind about people. There are too many other stories to put in, nice stories.
But Paul, when we put in the nice kind of stories, nobody wanted to buy the paper.
Barack Obama was not a departure from George Bush. He was a continuation of George Bush. He took us from 2 wars to 7 wars. He kicked 5.1 million families out of their homes while he made sure the bankers didn't miss their bonuses. He deported twice as many Hispanics as Donald Trump. He built those cages that put those people in. He dropped 26,000 bombs. The Air Force ran out of bombs. That's a fact. They ran out of bombs. He dropped so many bombs. He did a drone program that killed 90% innocent people. You know, if somebody walks into a mall and shoots 15 people down with this gun, that's the biggest thing. Oh my God. Barack Obama was doing that on a daily basis, killing women and children with his drone war. And he got a Nobel Peace Prize. He got a Nobel Peace Prize. He didn't even do anything.
You've got the plan for the no gender human. So how do you prepare people for the no gender human, especially the young who are going to be the adults when this is supposed to be coming in? Well, how about having drag queens going to schools with beards wearing dresses and totally and utterly confuse from the earliest age of little kids their perception of gender? How about you go not from 2 plus 2 equals 4 to 2 plus 2 equals 5, but to 2 plus 2 equals 4,650 million, which is what we're being asked to believe now in terms of reality. That somehow a man with a dick can just decide he's a woman and that's it. You have got to treat him as a woman. Or you've got to talk to a single individual in terms of them and they. I'm sorry, that is an assault on the English language. I will not have it, thank you. And if you don't like that, we'll do the other thing. That's just as good. What we're seeing is on the road to the fusion of gender, not the transgender activists, not the transgender human, the no gender human. You're just a stepping stone. Wake up. And so you confuse gender on the way to fusing gender. So what's happening now? Sperm counts are absolutely catastrophically plummeting. How they've fallen, not just in the West, but around the world in the last 50 years is shocking, unbelievable, to the point where if this goes on, there will be no procreation.
We will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%.
Let's be real. I'm going to say it out there straight for everybody listening. My uncle didn't die. He was murdered. I feel the same thing about Prince. We're losing a lot of stars because you have to remember, these are basically insurance policies. When he dies, whatever was owned by the company reverts back. We're not talking about $100,000. We're not talking about $1 million. And everybody in this room knows $1 million, I don't care if you're a normal person, ain't getting you shit. After taxes, you still got to live the same. You still got to stack your money. But when my uncle died, we're talking about billions of dollars. Notice that when my uncle dies, why do you hear all his music? Why is there a Motown cartoon out now? Well, obviously, when my uncle was alive, he wasn't giving the rights to anybody. But when he dies, all of a sudden, oh my goodness. Isn't it funny how we just lose all of them? So when my uncle passed, you know, I hear about this. There's probably over 20, 30 adults in the house. You have this dude who shot my uncle up with this BS fluid, and I'm gonna say we all know the story.
Right.
You go
Dr.
run and
Conrad
get
Murray we're talking about, right?
You go and get the children. You got security guards. You got cooks. You got staff. You got everyone. He goes, oh, I tried to give Michael CPR on the bed. A damn lifeguard knows you don't do that. I'm gonna just have him bouncing on the bed.
Right. No.
You leave. You come up in a car that my uncle bought for you, but you leave in a taxi. Let's not forget, when you do surgery, you have an anesthesiologist, you're going to have the surgeon, you're going to have this, you're going to have that. Well, the anesthesiologist is the only person who has the key for that. If any of us walked in and stole what they shot my uncle up with, we'd be in jail forever. Period.
He's been released.
He's been released.
For
He's
years
living
now.
good. He's doing his thing.
So what does that mean?
My uncle was murdered.
Do you feel safe?
No, I don't.
No, I don't feel safe. You know, I think I would be a fool to say that I felt safe right now.
My throat's been burning. I've had a horrible cough, sneezing, just congestion. My eyes have burned. It's scary, you know.
Let that Holy Ghost language come up out of you. Go ahead.
Kukla namen vreme nešto, stelogla hamalana.
Lelo lendile enkren in steles karatak.
Jesus went to Canada and suffered there.
One thing I should say, and I know this is called the World Government Summit, but I think we should be maybe a little bit concerned about actually becoming too much of a single world government. If I may say, that we want to avoid creating a civilizational risk by having, frankly, this may sound a little odd, too much cooperation between governments.
Love it. Well, Elon every day more and more shows that he actually is doing things that matter politically to take power back from this crooked leftist globalist elite.
You're gonna find out what the madness is when I'm just, concentrating on hurting people, yeah. How do you like that?
I feel like the world's coming to an end. There's a lot of shit going on.
No more games! War!
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, mate.
We both know without purpose, we would not exist. It is purpose that created us. Purpose that connects us. Purpose that pulls us, that guides us, that drives us. It is purpose that defines. Purpose that binds us.
This has been a strange day, but we wouldn't want to leave you with the wrong impression.
Free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries?
You know, sometimes I wonder if I could kill someone.
And what do you do for a living?
I just got a new job, actually. I am a after-school teacher. Yeah.
Oh, file. Very good.
What a wicked thing to say.
Like, do I have it in me to take a human life?
Are men trash?
Cis, heterosexual men, absolutely, especially white men.
Yeah, and I'm going to say something that's always controversial, but...
And then I remember, oh yeah, Debbie.
How long do you last?
Oh, man.
No, be real.
Oh. I would say probably 4 minutes.
Wow.
Is that enough?
That's not enough. 4 minutes?
Maybe five, maybe five. What time of year is it?
You know I am not a conspiracy theorist. I'm really not. But I am a coincidence noticer.
New. Gosh, that's awful. World order. New world order. Before I even get into this one.
In the original Matrix movie, seeing the same cat twice was a glitch in the system. It was proof that the Matrix was real.
Now, if you think that's coincidence, there's something wrong with your thinker.
What's that smell? Oh, that would be me.
Yo, that's okay.
So you think Earth's coming to an end?
That is a certainty.
That's life.
It's just a question of when. If nothing else happens to destroy all life on Earth, that will definitely happen. In the fossil record, there are arguably 5 great extinction events.
The movie that just came out on Netflix is about a train that explodes, carrying chemicals in Ohio. I shit you not, in Ohio.
What?
Good. Good.
This is just the what are the odds? All I'm saying is just the odds are kind of weird.
I don't know. This is weird.
It's a mirage.
What is a mirage?
It's a hallucinization. That's a tough word.
Out of these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order, can emerge.
You know why they call it that?
Basically, and this is kind of a catch-all, the New World Order is a number of different conspiracy theories that all, at least in their own ways, suggest that there is one big, secret, totalitarian worldwide government.
Check out the big brain on Brad. You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
The New World Order really consists of three aspects. There is a New World political system that everyone today is calling the New World Order. As well as that, there is an economic plan for the New World Order, and that is called the New World Economic Order. In addition to those two items, there's a third plan for religion. You see, the planners of the world know that men need a religion of some kind, even if it's a false one.
Now humans are developing even bigger powers than ever before. We are really acquiring divine powers of creation and destruction. We are really upgrading humans into gods. We are acquiring, for instance, the power to re-engineer life. The twin revolutions of infotech and biotech are now giving politicians and business people the means to create heaven or hell, but the philosophers are having trouble conceptualizing what the new heaven and the new hell will look like.
What the new heaven and the new hell will look like.
You just live to obey and be my slave. I will own you. That's my soul, my brain, my spirit, my body. Now, by the way,
because we've reached the point when we can hack not just computers, we can hack human beings and other organisms. There is a lot of talk these days about hacking computers and email accounts and bank accounts and mobile phones, but actually we are gaining the ability to hack human beings.
We are dealing with the end of the world that we know.
In order to create a one-world government.
What I discovered was amazing. What I discovered, ladies and gentlemen, is that there has been a plan in existence since about 1917, and probably before that, to create an artificial extraterrestrial threat to this Earth in order to create a one-world totalitarian socialist government.
Bill Gates created this epidemic in a laboratory to take over the world.
Oh, God! Oh, God!
Bill Gates created this epidemic in a laboratory to take over the world.
Oh, God! Eddie! Oh, my God! Please.
Bill Gates created this epidemic in a laboratory to take over the world? To take over the world?
Clark created this epidemic in a laboratory to take over the world.
They don't give a fuck! Why would they?
So they have a plan to give us a new age world global occultic religion. So really there's three aspects to this new world order. A new world economic order in which a computer chip will be injected into our hands or foreheads as a means to track, control, and identify us.
Here we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants.
It's got the chip in my brain right now. And I just need you to help me get it out. I know if you will pray with me, it'll come out of my brain. Almost like a please, Alex, we love you. Please take the chip out right now.
I can, and we measure your brain waves, and I can immediately tell you how the people react, or I can feel how the people react to your answers.
What do you think? Is it a future you're ready for? You may be surprised to learn that it's a future that has already arrived. Everything in that video that you just saw is based on technology that is already here today.
Anybody can do this. It's a couple clicks. It's so easy.
I know you know how to get the chip out of my brain. I'm going to have to make you take the chips out if I have to get my gun and do it.
And will also be used to make our purchases and scan it.
Well, they've already put the program in Los Angeles. In fact, a trilateralist named Mayor Bradley, Uncle Tom Bradley. What did he say? Was responsible for putting this in dogs.
Right.
And your children will be considered like animals.
Well, of course, if you want to wait and see if a side effect shows up, that takes 2 years. So.
Yep, I'm corrupt.
Operating through the Council on Foreign Relations, through the Trilateral Commission, through the Club of Rome, through Global 2000, which wants to reduce the population of the planet by, 25%.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Number of people in the world by 50%.
These people hate you.
25, that's 1,250,000,000 people have to be exterminated by the year 2000.
Well, they can do that.
Okay, I managed to offend women on my first day of being one.
Oh my God!
So essentially, this Illuminati then is the group of men who control not only all the money on the planet through all the world banks and the Federal Reserve and so on, but they control essentially all the governments. And so these men are planning to bring about a global form of government that's unique in all history. It's a total enslaving system of world communism and fascism, controlled by a hierarchy in Europe that Anthony calls what? The oligarchy.
Well, no, I call it the evil-archy.
The evil-archy.
The oligarchy of evil.
So these men are satanically inspired, and of course we get that term from the Bible, which means the devil. They're satanically inspired to bring about a global form of government to every nation on earth.
What does it need to master the future?
Masters of future. Masters of future.
Hallucination. How do you say that?
And it's weird.
Taking time to do a little research to know what homosexuals do in the privacy of their bedroom. One of the things they do is called anal leaking, where a man's anus is leaked like this by the other person, like ice cream. And then what happens, even poo-poo comes out. The other poo-poo's out, and then they eat the poo-poo.
That was the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. I mean, look at you. You're the kind of guy that would beg for sex.
You're a boy in a man's world. And I'm a man who loves to play with boys.
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
I'm one horny motherfucker.
We should DoorDash McDonald's. Oh, that's what we should do.
I'm looking for the complete package. I'm looking for can they sing, can they dance, can they act, and do they have the look or the X factor? They've got 10 seconds to impress. Give me everything. Give me it all.
Right, yeah, of course.
Well, that's where I see things just a little differently. Contract or no, I will not bow to any sponsor.
Sorry you feel that way, but basically it's the nature of the beast.
Maybe I'm wrong on this one, but for me, the beast doesn't include selling out. Garth, you know what I'm talking about, right?
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
She's not even gay anymore.
Wait, I'm straight. Please don't hurt me. You don't have to say that. This is a safe space.
People offended by a joke. Fucking hell.
Jesus Christ, there are real things in the world. I once tweeted, people are more offended by jokes about war, famine, fucking murder than actual war. They're not doing anything towards those. They shouldn't joke about it. What are you doing towards the real thing? You know, it's crazy. No, it's mad.
You hear your friend Jeff just committed suicide. Your only thought is devastation. Oh my God, what could I have done to save my friend Jeff? You hear your friend Jeff killed his wife and then himself. You just think, yikes, Jeff doesn't fuck around, huh?
I believe that they gave me a raw deal because this fucking industry is a monster. It's the same monster that these Me Too bitches was trying to tell you about. But they hate the monster for how it fucks. And I hate that monster for how it eats. But my God, man, it's the same monster. When I quit the show, all my friends would say, well, fuck them, Dave. Why don't you just do Chappelle's show at another network? Yeah. And why doesn't a slave run from one plantation to another plantation? Because the master over there might be nicer.
Meaning?
You know what, tell you the truth? I've even thought about coming back and doing another Chappelle show. Well, but if I do, I can't call it Chappelle's Show because my name and likeness is being used by them in perpetuity throughout the universe. It's in the contract. I'm up here doing something that nobody else in this business has the balls to do.
Hail DarthNews.
I'm telling you something that you need to know. I'm trying to explain to you what you're seeing. You don't understand what you're seeing. I am publicly flogging a network. And I know that this network niggas, they watching me and they saying, why are you doing this so publicly? Doesn't feel good to be flogged publicly. Oh, believe me, I know. I know exactly how that feels. When I quit my show, they said I was crazy. What was crazy about it? I just didn't want to do it anymore. They said I smoked crack. That's impossible. I was a devout Muslim. I didn't smoke or drink. But I do now, bitch, because you ruined my fucking life.
It's a growing movement, is the lizard Illuminati.
$1 billion plan that's out there.
Am I the only one that sees lizard eyes on this man?
So it's really worrisome as a governor to hear what's planned.
Treasury Secretary Janet.
Reptilian much? Ew.
And I've actually said this in previous episodes that like the people who like run our world, they don't act like they're from here. You know, so that's why the reptile theory or the lizard people theory for me kind of has some weight.
You know, and we've been told you shouldn't talk about that. You know, there are other people say, well, you better not talk about the reptilians. Well, you know, bull. You know, why not? According to the Andromedans, they're responsible for 31,712 children disappearing in the last 25 years from the United States. These children were food. And I'm supposed to just shut up and not say anything about it because people don't want to hear it? That's tough. That's tough. You know, Westchester County, in the last 5 years, 3,000 children in Westchester County, New York, have vanished without a trace. Where are they going? Why are we allowing this to happen?
What's going to get you off now?
Right.
Yes. So much of what attracts us sexually as people is like novelty and taboo. As things become less novel or less taboo just from virtue of seeing them all the time, such as
child sacrifice.
Listen what this guy's saying. They're fucking little kids in Hollywood. But not just fucking little kids. They're fucking killing them, dude. They're killing them. Yeah.
Sex, eating baby, drinking baby's blood. We
we sacrifice the baby, we do sex to the babies, we throw them, when we're dancing on the skulls after the babies are dead.
What skulls?
The baby skulls.
From before?
Yeah, from before. We put it on.
Where did the baby skulls come from?
They come from the baby.
How would you get them from the baby?
We cut the baby's head off, then we clear all the meat from the skulls. And then we put all the meat and cook it. Sometimes we roast it, sometimes we roast it in the oven, sometimes we cook it on a frying pan.
You told me there's some restaurants.
Yeah, and there's some restaurants, McDonald's in Hampstead and East Finchley. And East Finchley is a swimming pool, and in East Finchley there's a swimming pool, and the whole East Finchley does it. The boss does it. Everybody does it.
That's what?
The sex, eating baby, and there's McDonald's in there, and they're also involved, and there's Starbucks inside, and they're also involved in the sweets shop in there.
Well, no, don't rush.
And
You say McDonald's in Hampstead and Finchley,
Yes.
East Finchley?
Yes.
And you said Starbucks where? Which Starbucks?
Starbucks in Hampstead and, not in East Finchley, in Hampstead.
So not all McDonald's are involved, and not all Starbucks.
No.
Only the ones where?
In Hampstead and East Finchley. And also, there's a...
What about Belsize Park?
Yeah, there's no.
Starbucks there. Do they do that or not?
Yeah, they do. And there's Pizza Express in Starbucks. No, there's Pizza Express in Belsize Park, and they do it.
You're fucking killing them, dude. They're killing them. Yeah. They're using them for adrenochrome. Mm-hmm. And adrenochrome apparently is some chemical. And by the way, you can ask scientists, like, the shit's real, adrenochrome. Yeah. And apparently, and this is from the research I've done, I may be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, it's generated through scaring the fuck out of a little...
All of this stuff should really be coming together now for people, like, really, everything, the agenda behind all of this. And I love all people. Let me just make that disclaimer before I say what I'm about to say. I love all people. I love the LGBT community, all of that. All of this stuff going on with these drag queens and them going into public places and making children a part of these shows and exposing children to naked men, naked women. Tell me what part of equality that has to do with anything. This is a sexualization and perverting and defiling of our children. And it is for the same exact agenda and pushing the same exact motive behind what these fashion brands are doing, like Balenciaga and these celebrities that are participating purposely because they're involved in it. You know, when you're seeing the Balenciaga thing going on, when you're seeing the over-sexualizing of our children, when you're seeing them try to pass pedophiles off as minor sexually attracted people instead of just perverts. And then you have these sex books. We got some right here in the state that I live in. You know, you have books that are specifically made for young children that are teaching them sexual things. And they're trying to pass it throughout all schools. You guys, it's all a part of the same agenda. Don't let people justify it and say this is about equality for this people or that people or this. No, it's not. You want to know why they focus on children? Because in the kingdom of God, that's the most precious thing. The Lord tells us to be converted and be like children. Otherwise, we won't enter into the kingdom of God. So why wouldn't Satan want to pervert the most precious and pure thing? That's why he's coming after the children, because they're making sacrifices to their false god, to Satan. And you know what? Everybody that's kind of riding the fence here, that's kind of trying to play it safe because they don't want to upset people and all that, you're going to have to make a choice. You're really going to have to make a choice because the Lord is making it so obvious right now. And he's got trumpets in the earth that are releasing the truth and revealing the truth and putting all the pieces together. So because that's God's mercy to try and get people who are undecided to make a decision.
Hi, my name is Dave Staffen. I'm 62 years old. I was born to parents 62 years ago who both adhered to the methods, practices, and traditions of Satanism. A child born into a family whose parents are Satanists has a somewhat different experience than most children. A children born into a family of hatred does not experience love, does not get cuddled, does not hear the words, "I love you, you're a good boy." You do not feel special in any way. And all this is by design, is to create a need in you, a want in you, for connection with others. And they wish to erode your compassion so much that you will do whatever it takes to become like them. It's all geared for you to join their cult at the appropriate time. At 2 years old, I was taken to events designed to measure the courage and will and compassion and whether or not you had any spiritual gifts. Satanists wish to know the qualities of their offspring so they can be utilized for the cult at a later date. During these events, animals are used. Fighting is often a part of it. Fighting against other boys, bigger boys, older boys. They test your loyalty to family, to others, whether you'll do what you're told to do when you're told to do it. Because that's what I heard over and over again, is that to be a member of our cult, you have to do what it takes, whatever it takes, when you need to do it. Somehow or other, I was able to withstand that onslaught, because at 3 years old, it got very intense. Sometime in my third year, the events, the 2-year-old events were a night out, it seemed, because ladies were present. There was much gaiety and laughter amongst the adult people, watching their little boys wrestle with snakes or go into a pit where they're full of rats to get your mom's purse for her, things like that. But at 3 years old, everything changed. Often the men wore robes. There was chanting. And events were designed to manipulate the little boy, who was me, to kill a human being, thus becoming one of them. So each event was designed to get me to do that. And the way to kill a human being was to stab him through the heart with a big knife that they would always give you. Each event was different, and it would often involve children, even younger than me, like little babies, who I was asked to protect against vicious dogs, and most often a man dressed as a ghoul with his face painted white. And at some point in the event, that man would be, well, look, as I recall these events, it appears now that man was always drugged. And I could see the fear in his eyes, but he was not able to move. Now, previous to that point in time, they would have a man dressed as a ghoul who would be very threatening to me and the little baby or the little girl I was supposed to protect. And then through some circumstances that were created, he would be lying there or sitting there, unable to move, and I would be handed a knife to kill him. I went through this time and time again, and I know God was with me, because I wouldn't succumb to them, and I would always yell no and throw the knife down.
The Deputy Director, Interpol Senior Commissioner Joseph Obwana, says the multiple promises attached to the ritual have seen many engage in witchcraft and child sacrifice.
In the Western society is people disbelieving that child sacrificing is a myth. They do not believe it exists. So it's very hard for us and other organisations to help children who are sacrificed. So in your experience, firstly, is child sacrificing a real thing?
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, child sacrifice is a real crime. It is real in this part of the world. It's a real threat. So many children have lost their lives to criminals. Children have been sacrificed for various reasons.
Of what happened to Darren was he would be put in a minibus with other boys. They knew where they were going, and it's called The Chase. And again, we see it's this program called The Chase. You know, we will see these things all the time. They're taken to a wooded area. They were stripped naked, and they were told to run. Men would be brought in. He said they were all well spoken, and he's recognised people lately as being. There's been peers. There's been links to royalty. There's been someone high up in the Anglican Church that was involved, and again, this was all reported to the police. They would be stripped naked as young boys, and these men would be sat round with sticks. They would run, and they knew what was coming, and they ran in the pitch black in a very ancient woodland called Rainbow Woods, just outside of Bath, and they would inevitably all be caught. And this is what they call Moloch worship. Right?
Yeah.
It's a Moloch set, and Moloch is
torturing.
Represented as an owl.
Yeah.
Because the owl will always torment its prey before killing it. Now, these are two pendants. Now, It's horrible. It's got a horrible vibe through my hand as I hold that. He's like a man from the woods. He's represented as like having antlers. Well, look at this thing. This is what the spirit of the oak tree is, right? And people go, oh, that's nice. That's this. This is what they would wear when they did the chase. This is the demon that they would invoke when they were chasing. So this is linked to the Moloch and everything else. So that is what would be the thing worshipped when them boys were chased, whipped and buggered in the woodlands.
Child sacrifice. Barbaric. Evil. Ancient. Modern. There's nothing new under the sun. Throughout history, children have been sacrificed to a variety of deities in attempts to gain favor or blessings. Aztecs cut their children's hearts out to appease the gods of rain and war. Incas sacrificed their children to the sun god so their crops would flourish. Canaanites sacrificed their infants to Moloch for prosperity. Drums were played loudly to drown out the baby's screams. Child sacrifice never stopped, and we still don't hear their screams. There's nothing new under the sun. We sacrifice our children today, not for rain or war victories, but for freedom or convenience. We sacrifice to gain favor in the workplace, or for the blessings of money or fame. We sacrifice our babies on the altar of free sex. Child sacrifice is no longer a public event. It's done behind closed doors.
This is what a mother does. Sacrifice their children.
Between the two, having experienced both, I'm very much like, you know what? The surgical one was pretty big, girl. I did it without the anesthesia. Well, the local anesthesia. I didn't go under. Like, I stayed awake. I wanted the whole experience of it. I'm like, I want to look into your face when you're sucking that out of my body.
That's fucking kind of hot.
Why is
like
that
hot?
while I'm like up in freaking stirrups and I'm just like 21 and just like,
But your pussy looked really good where they pulled that dead baby out of it.
Yeah, you know, they just...
This could be a fetish. Wait a minute.
Vacuum the whole thing out.
Wait a minute.
Does abortion spa also have an OnlyFans?
OnlyFans abortions to help women pay for their fucking abortions. If people are into that, there's a fetish for that, to watch bloody fucking guts come out of a pussy. Somebody is into that.
Every time I think I'm the fucked up one in this group, Kiki, you open your mouth. And then I'm like, no, I'm doing great.
Is this how we make abortions okay in capitalism?
Is it
Is
because
like we've got to find a way to not only, you know, the doctors are getting paid and it's safe and that, yes, but also let's feed it back into the machine and like get the only.
Also, let's feed it back into the machine and like get the OnlyFans.
OnlyFans paying the insurance companies. You know that there's somebody that would fucking come to watching a fucking dead baby come out of a
The
pussy.
more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm really looking forward to Porn 30 today.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't have any abortions. I'm so sorry. We need to create an animated like fetish subgenre of like abortion porn.
If you're thinking of it, there's got to already be a porn.
Well, it's probably on like the deep web. I have to go like looking on Tor for it.
No further questions.
Seriously, I'm trying to make a joke. I'm trying to bring a sense of humor to the group.
Do you see us
You guys are so fucking boring.
Let me just say this.
So we can make God as angry as we like. I mean, he can stop the rains. We don't care. We still have water because science has managed to go way beyond the expectations of the ancient Hebrew.
And now we are much better than the God of the Bible.
And COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance. If we want to stop this epidemic, we need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin.
When you watch somebody sitting in a room with maybe some goggles or maybe just with a screen all day, is he trapped inside this small room? Or is he or she, liberated into the immaterial realm of cyberspace, of the metaverse? And this theological battle from 2,000 years ago is now becoming a a real battle about how human life would look like in coming generations and what is the role of our bodies. I mean, are they important in any way? Or is the point to kind of release our mind or our soul from this to exist in an immaterial realm?
Yeah, there is way more shadow banning going on than we thought. You know, one of the things that we learned from the Twitter files is that there were ways that they could outwardly label your account so that, you know, internally they could see if you were labeled as misinformation, this, that, or the other thing. But what they're finding out now, and they found it out first on my account because they did a deep dive into my account, that layered within the code, there were several other ways that you could be labeled that they did not even know about until last week. So now they're trying to figure out how many people were hit with this. And if anything, I learned that it seemed like the entire system was built to shadow ban. So when Jack Dorsey, who was the former CEO, testified that they don't shadow ban, I mean, I guess technically he's just, you know, the word shadow ban is a little amorphous. You can call it whatever you want. There was a system in place to make sure certain ideas would not be heard.
They would like nothing more than for the most of us to die. They don't need the workforce anymore.
Power to hack human beings can of course be used for good purposes, like providing much better healthcare. But if this power falls into the hands of a 21st century Stalin, the result will be the worst totalitarian regime in human history, and we already have a number of applicants for the job of 21st century Stalin. Just imagine North Korea in 20 years, when everybody has to wear a biometric bracelet which constantly monitors your blood pressure, your heart rate, your brain activity, 24 hours a day. You listen to a speech on the radio by the great leader, and they know what you actually feel. You can clap your hands and smile, but if you're angry, they know you'll be in the gulag tomorrow morning.
But if you're angry, they know you'll be in the gulag tomorrow morning.
And if we allow the emergence of such total surveillance regimes, don't think that the rich and powerful in places like Davos will be safe. Just ask Jeff Bezos. In Stalin's USSR, the state monitored members of the communist elite more than anyone else.
The same will be true of future total surveillance regimes. The higher you are in the hierarchy, the more closely you will be watched.
Do you want your CEO or your president to know what you really think about them?
How do I know if I'm a woman?
That's a great question. Yeah, Matt, that question right there, like that question, when it's asked with a lot of curiosity, right, that's the beginning of a lot of people's like gender identity development journeys.
If my mom who gave birth to me is a woman and my wife is a woman, but if they're all women and also the boy who sits down with you and says, I think I'm a girl, actually is one, then what is a woman?
Great question. I'm not a woman, so I can't really answer that.
The biggest question maybe in economics and politics of the coming decades will be what to do with all these useless people.
With all these useless people.
The problem is more boredom and what to do with them and how will they find some sense of meaning in life when they are basically meaningless, worthless.
When they are basically meaningless, worthless.
My best guess at present is a combination of drugs and computer games as a solution for more. It's already happening. Under different titles, different headings, you see more and more people spending more and more time or solving their inner problems with drugs and computer games, both legal drugs and illegal drugs. You look at Japan today, and Japan is maybe 20 years ahead of the world in everything, and you see all these new social phenomenon of people having relationships with virtual spouses. And you have people who never leave the house and just live through computers. I think once you're superfluous, you don't have power. Again, we're used to the age of the masses of the 19th and 20th century, where we saw all these successful, massive uprisings, revolutions, revolts. So we are used to thinking about the masses as powerful.
But this is basically a 19th century and 20th century phenomenon. I don't think that the masses, even if they somehow organize themselves, stand much of a chance. We are not in Russia of 1917 or in 19th century Europe. What we're talking about now is like a second industrial revolution, but the product this time will not be textiles or machines or vehicles or even weapons. The product this time will be humans themselves.
This time will be humans themselves.
We are basically learning to produce bodies and minds. Bodies and minds are going to be, I think, the two main products of the next wave of all these changes. It's not that we'll destroy ourselves in some calamity. Much more likely, we will use advanced technology, biotechnology, nanotechnology, direct brain-computer interfaces to upgrade Homo sapiens into different kinds of beings which are different from us, much more than we are different from Neanderthals, beings which will have different bodies, different minds, different brains. I mean, the big products of the coming century will not be shoes or clothes or cars or weapons. The big products of the 21st century are going to be bodies and minds.
Bodies and minds.
Be bodies and minds. So is evolution by intelligent design, not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds.
Of some god above the clouds.
But our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds, the IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud, these are the new driving forces of evolution.
It's easier to sacrifice your own children for accessibility reasons. And also there is a myth that when you sacrifice your own child, your own blood, it's whatever you're trying to do is more likely to work because it's effectively a bigger sacrifice. But more often than not, children are abducted on their way to school or when they're sort of working in the fields, especially.
Drinking our blood. When I found out that every motherfucking missing person, I thought they just motherfuckers really go missing. But when I found out that nobody ever went missing and every single missing person ever was really them kidnapping them, killing them, and eating them, when I found out that...
What does the Bible say about child sacrifice? The Bible constantly refers to a demon god named Moloch. People would bring their newborn baby and place their baby into the hands of Moloch.
And how Babylon has continually sacrificed children. There's a lot of child sacrificing going on. And when you look at the deity that is ahead of child sacrificing, it's the deity Moloch. Moloch is a pagan god. One of the greatest fallen angels.
Children. These children are not just kidnapped and in some cases bred by families as a cash crop. We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means it's easier to kill them and have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load. Again, children who have no documentation. It's not just child slavery or child sex abuse. It's also child torture because you have adrenalized blood. You have the whole blood drinking ceremony of the satanic world. It's also the use of children for harvesting body organs. We'll have the Falun Gong testimony tomorrow. One of the reasons that the Falun Gong are so popular is because they're so healthy. So that you can harvest their body organs and get the very best. And then you have ritual ceremonies and ritual murder, as well as incidental murder.
And why should people stay in denial about it?
Now, how are they able to do this? How are they able to? How are they able to? How are they able to do it? How are they able to come up out of this from underground and do it, or do they have?
There are tunneling systems everywhere. They're being helped by the Greys, and also there are groups within the higher echelon that are actually helping them acquire this.
So human beings are abducting the kids and giving them to the Greys, who in turn give them to the Alpha Draconans?
That's right. That's part of the deal. They won't come up as long as we feed them down there. You understand? It's about human beings selling themselves out. The echelon attitude here, the needs of the few outweigh the needs of humanity. And sorry, that just isn't right. You know, but it's going to have to be humanity that's going to rise up and take the stand.
You have to take a path that's dangerous, and most people want to take the safe path. And the safe path leaves you stuck in quiet desperation.
Ja, gut. Lass die andere laufen, lass sie laufen. Wir haben das dritte Kind. Das werfen wir jetzt in den Opferbrunnen. Wir werfen es hinein, bis kein Fleisch mehr auf seine Knochen ist. Los, opfere es, opfere es.
So, people walking by on the street just see me whispering to a 6-year-old kid.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
To a 6-year-old kid.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
I'm not trying to lose. What do you think is the biggest mistakes parents make in raising their children?
I worship the idea of what Satan represents. I don't believe that there's, a big guy with like red skin and wings and all of that. No, Satanism really just says, hey, do whatever you want as long as you're not harming anyone.
I don't believe that I worship anything. I mean, I worship myself.
As we all should, baby, come on.
I would define myself as a Jax worshiper.
Not to remember their own childhood.
Yeah.
I think that the best thing that we can do is to think about what it was like for us and know what our children are going through.
But you know what? It's so hard once you get to be a parent. You always say, I will never do this. When your mother's doing it to you or your father's doing it to you, you say, I will never do this to my child. And then
my 12-year-old daughter recently came to me and said that she was transgender. She wanted to be a boy. And as a Christian mother, there was only one thing I could do. And that was help my son transition so that he could be the young man that God always intended him to be.
Support your kids. It's what God wants you to do.
You say, I will never do this to my child. And then you get to our age and you forget what it was like to be this size. You really do forget.
But those children can help re-evoke what it was like. And that's why when you're a parent, you have a new chance to grow.
Ancient humans used to satisfy the Fae with child sacrifice and offerings of livestock and grain.
Your foster parents are dead.
All the religious groups are against me because I'm talking about population. They want more souls.
I want less on the planet.
It's amazing. They're just rolling it all out. Satan Klaus and his little minion, Horror Harari.
We need to monitor what's happening under their skin.
Yeah, that's what COVID's was all about. Here's all the leaders of the world looking up at the great Satan Klaus. Yeah, and they want to just track you and chip you. I heard someone say a little while ago, I don't get the big deal. Like, I've already got government ID, I've got a government birth certificate, I've got a government driver's license. What's the big deal if they turn it into like a digital ID that has all my information? Well, the big deal is they've been putting this into place for decades. And that ID will track you everywhere. And once they have the central bank digital currencies, they will be able to track everything you do and tell you what you can and cannot buy. And if you've used a certain amount of carbon credits, that you can't buy anything that month. You know how Facebook is? When you go to Facebook jail, it's going to be like that, but with everything you do, and it's going to be real jail. We shouldn't really call it Facebook jail anyway. It should be called Metapause now. But most people just can't see it and are happy to sign up for it. Like, so many people are actually just can't wait to get chipped. British man becomes first to get microchipped with bank card. Yeah, they want you tracked and taxed like cattle. And if this goes through, and everyone on Earth ends up being like this, this will be slavery and tyranny, unlike anything you could ever imagine, and even in the movies. It'll be far worse than that.
And you think about building the future, then your building materials are those millions of people who are working hard in the factories, in the farms, the soldiers you need them. You don't have any kind of future without them.
We just don't need the vast majority of the population.
Because the future is about developing more and more sophisticated technology, like, again, artificial intelligence, bioengineering. Most people don't contribute anything to that, except perhaps for their data. And whatever people are still doing, which is useful, these technologies increasingly will make redundant and will make it possible to replace the people.
Stopping the rise in population would be one of the biggest levers in driving the rise in greenhouse gases.
Well, I mean, we all know we expect 9 billion, right, by 2050. So yes, obviously less people would exert less pressure on the natural resources, and that's
so is 9 billion a foregone conclusion? That's like baked in, done, no way to change that.
Well, there again, there's pressure in the system to go toward that. We can definitely change those, right? We can definitely change those numbers, and we really should make every effort to change the numbers, because we are already today exceeding the planetary carrying capacity.
Because one of the things I asked him was, I said, I get it, but I don't get it. The children. You got to, I have such a problem with this. You got to explain this one to me. And he said,
true, okay, I humped your brains out. There, now you're happy?
Well, first of all, you're looking at it the wrong way. I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, they don't define children the way you do. They don't define the world the way you do. The choices that you face are not their choices, right? They look at it completely differently. And I said, well, okay, so how do they look at it? And he said, for them, everything is defined by their one fundamental, all-consuming purpose. I said, which is what? He said, to defeat God, right? Because this is the moment. I mean, for them, it's about the real God. The true gods are them and Satan, there, right? And so he said, children are the closest thing on earth to God, because we are created in the image of God. And as you know, from the moment we're created, we haven't had time to be corrupted and to stray. So for them, the younger you are, the closer you are to God, the more pain they can inflict on God. So the more you can make a baby or a small child suffer, the greater your victory over God. And that is the only consideration for them.
Wait, we have actual footage of him changing? Oh, this is him. Whoa. Whoa, chat. Is he anamorphing before our eyes? Or is it just a weird angle with bad lighting? You be the judge. Look.
Disregard all the distortions and image artifacts caused by post-edition zooming, and pay close attention to how his head features suddenly change.
Whoa. Whoa!
Who is this man? Who is this man?
We want to hear comments, what everybody thinks. I mean,
this is
real footage. This is footage.
This is from the official Jewish News One channel, and this is actually an alien. The people probably didn't see him with their naked eye, but this is probably something that the camera picked up, because cameras pick up more lighting spectrums than our eyes do, like ultraviolet and so on and so forth. This is my theory. I think you're looking at a man in black security guard. So
this could also be Voldemort.
This could also be Voldemort, because this could be a promotional clip.
Even Obama is looking at this man like, you know, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be showing your true alien nature.
what is still true is that there's still kind of a reptilian side of our brain, right? That
I'm drooling a little. Because we're aliens. And that's how we roll.
Hulu, an evil plot to destroy the world. Enjoy. So keep watching. The sooner your brains have percolated into bubbly, cheesy goo, the sooner we can slurp them through your ear canals and pass them through our lower intestines. Because we're aliens. And that's what we do. Hulu, an evil plot to destroy the world. Enjoy.
I mean, you know, I have always liked Shapeshift.
Right, well,
I don't think he did it.
And you said in all the time that you've known him that you have no evidence of any erratic behavior. You have nothing that would...
Exactly.
You're the life of this party. That's the most natural smile I've ever seen out of Mark Zuckerberg.
Sorry about being loud, Mark.
No, it's...
We're not even yelling at you.
Yeah.
Yet.
We're not gonna yell at him.
No, we're of course not. That is a warm hoodie.
Yeah, no, it's a thick hoodie. It's a company hoodie. We print our mission on the inside.
What? Oh, my
really?
God, the inside of the hoodie, everybody. Take a moment. What is it? Making the
world more open and connected.
Oh my God, it's like a secret cult. Look at that, making the world open and connected, stream, graph, platform, and this weird symbol in the middle that is probably for the Illuminati.
So the song Shake It Off was about how I shed my skin every 1,000 years. And the song Bad Blood was about how I drink blood out of my Grammys.
A toast to blood.
Save some blood for Paul Rudd.
Cell phone footage featuring lizard people and first-hand accounts by construction workers claim the airport has miles of secret underground tunnels which potentially connect to nearby
Actually
military.
a lizard person? He's not, but enough people think he is, so Rolling Stone decided to debunk this insane conspiracy theory.
The people who are pulling the strings is the Italian Vatican. They actually are reptilian bloodlines from another planet.
Weak, insecure, bitter men are not harmless.
No. No.
Quite the contrary.
And they try to damage people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they try to damage people oftentimes because in comparison to those people they're trying to damage, they feel they come up short. They don't like it. They don't like the feeling.
Yeah.
And they try to destroy the thing that makes them feel bad.
That's Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so interesting because in the biblical story, that's the first story about human beings, right? Because Adam and Eve are made by God. They don't count. The first two human beings are fratricidal brothers engaged in a war of envy that degenerates into the flood and the Tower of Babel. It's stunning.
No hands with the stars, jump off the roof like I do what I want. All of my life and my past with no heart on my side of that future beginning to top my ambition. Man on the moon, I'm marooned, I ain't tripping. I'm on a mission, every time that I speak, they ain't skipping. Turn my inspiration to a vision, that's a given, no slipping.
Welcome to the death of the age of reason. There is no right or wrong, not anymore. There's only being in, and then being out.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations
a new world order.
A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful,
and we will be,
we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders. We have no argument with the people.
Go fuck yourself!
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
We don't yet know exactly what these three objects were. But nothing right now.
The President of the United States is fucking lying!
But nothing right now suggests they were related to China's spy balloon program or that they were surveillance vehicles from any other country.
Don't tell me I don't know how to communicate. I communicate very well.
Give it a bit of dynamism, otherwise it's just sort of a linear story.
Just tell us what happened.
And to set up the goals for the next 5 years. And one of them was by 2023, we will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%.
Fuck you.
It's sort of funny, but really more than anything, it's depressing.
We will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%.
And when I get to heaven, I'm gonna tell Jesus what you did.
By 50%.
They're awesome. Kids are awesome, by the way. You guys should all have kids. Kids are great.
I think today, this dream is becoming reality.
Okay, buddy, who exactly are you thinking about getting rid of? Oh, well, it's not like that. It's like, yeah, it's like that.
It has to be like that.
It is absolutely like that.
If you list my sins, I sound like the worst person on earth. But if you put those against the things I've done right, it makes much more sense. So essentially, like the longer you do anything, the more mistakes that you will make cumulatively. Which, if you sum up those mistakes, will sound like I'm the worst predictor ever.
Elon Musk has just released a hydrogen car that will certainly destroy the entire auto industry. It is interesting that Elon, a staunch supporter of EVs, is now ditching them for hydrogen-powered automobiles. Why the change of heart? What gives hydrogen cars a competitive advantage over electric cars? Or how Elon Musk just released a hydrogen car that destroys the entire car industry? Since it was founded in 2003, Tesla has risen through the ranks to become the top car manufacturer in the world. Actually, just the other day, they crossed the $1 trillion market of valuation and became the first automaker to do so in the industry. Besides that, as we speak, the company production rate is at an all-time high of over 1 million vehicles per year. The billionaire's attention has been drawn towards one potential clean energy source, hydrogen. What if the future vehicles are powered by the single most abundant substance in the atmosphere? Won't this be in harmony with this green energy drive? Absolutely.
Elon Musk has officially turned on God mode. That's because even though he's providing internet access to all of the front lines in Ukraine in their fight against Russia, he is disabling any kind of Starlink internet access at the border regions of Russia to prevent drones and any kind of bomb or missile attacks from Ukraine into Russia. This has some Ukrainians upset, but Elon Musk says he doesn't want to encourage a World War III.
Who knows what's left after World War III?
I think that's going to end us. Nuclear warfare.
It could. There's always this race between do we become a multi-planet species or World War III? Which one is first? And if World War III is first, then maybe we never get to another planet. I'm really I'm very close to the cutting edge in AI, and it scares the hell out of me.
You ever fear about an AI revolution?
Yeah, that is a risk. AI is advancing rapidly. That'll be on my risk list.
How soon do you think that is? Something you got to worry about now or 10 years?
Probably less than 10 years.
So, Elon, a few hours ago, you made an offer to buy Twitter. Why?
How'd you know? I think the danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads, by a lot. Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years. The biggest issue I see with so-called AI experts is that they think they know more than they do. And they think they're smarter than they actually are. This tends to plague smart people. They define themselves by their intelligence, and they don't like the idea that a machine could be way smarter than them, so they discount the idea, which is fundamentally flawed. That's the wishful thinking situation. One of the biggest mistakes people generally make, and I'm guilty of it too, is wishful thinking. Like you want something to be true, even if it isn't true, and so you ignore the things that you ignore the real truth because of what you want to be true. This is a very difficult trap to avoid.
Elon responds to this and said, the World Economic Forum is increasingly becoming an unelected world government that the people never asked for and don't want.
And if you ain't willing to die behind what you say, don't even think about jumping in.
What are you, a vegetarian? Eat beef and sausage by the fucking carload.
There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. You could run, but you can't hide forever from these streets that we done took. You walking with your head down, scared to look. You shook,
You got
ain't
no
such
fucking
thing
idea.
as halfway crooks. They never around when beef cooks and my
fucking money, you prick! Where's my fucking money?
Grown up and old and beyond the cops' control.
Yo, alright, my Darth homies, what's going on? What's good? It's me, your Darth Jolo. Hey, Vato, what's good? Yeah, I'm gonna stop. Yeah. I know, I have a problem. I'll stop. I won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Yo, I can't stop. You know I can't stop. Yeah, you know I can't stop when I'm running from the border patrol. I got to jump, skip, and hop over the fence. And then they say, welcome to America. Here's your phone, here's your house, take it. You can have, yeah, we built the house for you. Take the house. They gave us a house, these are great. That's what.
Doesn't do fucked up shit, you know what I mean? That's the way.
Okay, so today we're talking about Elon Musk. I know a lot of you don't really like Elon, particularly because of the Johnny Depp situation, you know. I'll fucking cry about it, okay? Yeah. I know it's a bit weird. I was recording it in a different spot. Now I'm over. It's going back to my point where I was going to make a few videos separately, but now I'm putting them together, so adjustments had to have been made. Anyways, to those of you who don't like Elon because of the whole Twitter thing, or you think he's a hypocrite because he says he's a free speech absolutist, but then he's got, you know, some exceptions, which makes you a hypocrite, but or maybe you don't like Elon because, you know, your mom bought a Tesla and she was on autopilot and she, you know, took a nap and she died. Drove right off a cliff. It's possible. I don't know. Maybe Tesla killed someone in your family. I don't know. It still doesn't make it Tesla's fault. It's your fault. At the end of the day, for whatever petty reason you don't like Elon Musk, maybe because you watch too much CNN or MSNBC, or maybe because you just listen to people on Twitter. I don't know. Maybe you're a retard. But all I have to say about Elon is that he's the only billionaire. He's the only one. I went through the list of billionaires, and I'm pretty sure he's the only one that I even remotely trust with the world. You know what I mean? Like, I don't trust anybody with the world, but I trust Elon to sail the ship of humanity. I mean, I would like to, I thought that was the president's job. Yeah, well, we don't really have a president right now, or a vice president. So what we have is Elon. And the left likes to think of him as the bigger, badder, more evil version of Trump, which makes no fucking sense, because Elon is not a Republican. I mean, he said he's voting Republican, but he's not Republican. He's a libertarian. But whatever your feelings towards him, just let it go, man. Let it go. Let it go. Oh, Darth, but he fucked Amber Heard. He fucked Amber Heard in Johnny Depp's bed. Okay. Like, no offense, man. Like, I love Johnny, but Johnny isn't, you know, building rockets and trying to make cleaner energy solutions. And Elon Musk has single-handedly done more for the human race than anybody else on the planet. And I think. I mean, he has donated billions to charity. He's done some questionable things, but for every questionable thing he's done 2 great things. Okay, you know? And then there's the people who are like, oh, but he's just a hypocrite because, you know, Elon was always warning against AI and the dangers of AI, but he's going to be the one to set up Neuralink. He's going to be the first one to set up the brain chip. Well, yes, and I think the reason for that, he's so against the progression of AI, but at the same time, I think he understands that he has to control it. He wants to be the first one to do it, so that way it's in his hands. The technology is in his hands. Not some fucking Klaus Schwab motherfucker. His hands. I trust Neuralink or what, I mean, fuck that. I'm not getting any chips. No chips, no vaccines, no fucking nothing. Unless they're Doritos, no chips. But if you want to get a chip, fine. Good for you. But I think the fact that chips are going to come no matter what, we will be implanted no matter what. That's a scary thought. But I would trust Elon's. Well, you know what? Fuck that. No one's sticking any implants in me. But the point, what I'm trying to say is, out of all of the billionaires and all the crazy people in the world that run the world, I trust Elon the most. That's all I'm saying. That's it. So unless you're going to get up in front of the World Government Forum and tell a bunch of Saudis and world leaders that, you know, this is a stupid, dangerous idea and that we shouldn't have one world government because that's fucking crazy. Unless you're going to get on TV and go speak to these people, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you say, oh, but Elon's this, Elon's that. Yeah, he's a lot of things, and I don't even want to get into it. All I know is that, for now, he's the only one saying the opposite of what these psychopaths are saying. These people don't believe you have a soul. They don't believe that you know, being outside and getting fresh air is good for you. They believe that you should be stuck inside your phone all the fucking time. The only time you should be on your fucking phone for more than 2 hours is when you're watching a DarthNews video that's more than 2 hours. That's the only fucking time. I'll make some exceptions. But, look. Fuck you, Susan. Oh, she's gone. Susan Wojcicki, that's more news. Susan Wojcicki is gone, baby. Only somebody like Elon, you know, aka the richest man in the world, has the power, the voice, the megaphone, the influence, and the money to scare these motherfuckers shitless. You can't control everything. That's fucking crazy. You can't do that. And I'm just happy that he had a moment to speak his mind to these lunatics who think that they can control the world and make decisions for the human race when none of these people were ever elected. These are unelected people who are ruling the world. We should not allow them to have that kind of power. Unchallenged, unmatched power. And you can tell which countries and which politicians have bent the knee, who have made their blood sacrifice to these New World Order psychopaths. You can tell who's sold out and who hasn't. So anyways, back to Elon. Whatever you may think of Elon, about his personal life choices, you know, relationships and stuff like that, whatever you think of him, I think it's time to see him in a new light. In a light that's hopefully our saving grace. Oh my gosh, what he did to Johnny Depp was just so yeah, I know. He did Depp dirty, okay? I get it. But we gotta look big picture, okay? We gotta move past that, and we gotta look big picture. This is the only man who can do anything about this shit. You have to have Elon Musk money to do anything, or to make any kind of influence or change or any kind of ripple effect. Anyways, without further ado, I present to you Elon Musk at the World Economic Forum.
And I know this is called the World Government Summit, but I think we should be maybe a little bit concerned about actually becoming too much of a single world government. If I may say that we want to avoid creating a civilizational risk by having, frankly, this may sound a little odd, too much cooperation between governments. If you look at, say, at history and the rise and fall of civilizations, that really all throughout history, civilizations have risen and fallen, but it hasn't meant the doom of humanity as a whole, because there've been all these separate civilizations that were separated by great distances. And so, say like while Rome was falling, Islam was rising, and so you had like the sort of caliphate doing incredibly well while Rome was doing terribly. And that actually ended up being a source of preservation of knowledge and many scientific advancements. And so I think we want to be a little bit cautious about being too much of a single civilization, because if we are too much of a single civilization, then if the whole thing may collapse. I'm obviously not suggesting war or anything like that, but I think we want to be a little bit wary of actually cooperating too much. It sounds a little odd, but we want to have some amount of civilizational diversity, such that if something does go wrong with some part of civilization, that the whole thing doesn't collapse, and humanity keeps moving forward.
All right, so yeah, that's it. End of the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to get inside your head, man. I want to know what you think. Seriously, I care about what you think. If I don't respond or like every comment, I do read them. So let me know your thoughts. And other than that, yeah, until we meet again, don't forget to pull out. That's POO fucking L. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell. And I'm demonetized, so you know what I'm going to say. Give me money. Lots of it. Because I do this for free. It's fun. I enjoy it. I do it I would love to do this full time, but I just don't quite have the financial support yet to just spread my wings and fly. My little Darth wings. Stay Darth. See ya. Stay Darth. Ooh, ooh, stay Darth. Ooh. If you got some drugs, just let me know. I just finished mine. And my dealer just suddenly died. He was double vaxxed, triple vaxxed, and quadruple boosted, so he was only 27. Anyway, my drug dealer died, so I need drugs.
So how difficult is it for you to stay like this year round?
I love this. It's as difficult as training.
Which you love it, so
yeah.
It's not.
No,
it's what you do. Yeah, it's amazing.
And what's with that stupid grin? Life's been good to me. What if we say no?
Think.
You are now a murderer, little Alex. A murderer.
I don't like racism. Thank you. I don't get it. Why would you hate? Why would you choose to hate? Why would you choose to hate an entire group of people just because of the way they all behave?
And that is a fact.
No, that's your opinion. It's the definition of an opinion.
Well, that's your opinion.
All right, so that is going to wrap up the video. I really appreciate all of you. You know, it's funny. Just a few days ago, I'm going through some shit, man. I mean, we're all going through our shit, right? We all got shit to deal with, but I've been overwhelmed, and I had essentially written my YouTube suicide note. Not like an actual suicide note, but I made a video that was essentially my farewell, my goodbye to the channel. Because I just couldn't, there's just not enough reward for the time I put into it. I mean, it's as simple as that. You know, I have shit I have to do, and it's like, this channel takes up, I mean, all of my free time. All of it. I don't have free time. Free time is DarthNews time. But I almost quit. I made the video. But then I thought about all the people that would be like, what happened to Darth? You know, and like, I don't mean to sound like a narcissist or self-absorbed or this vanity, but but I feel the love, you know, I do. I know some people are kind of indifferent. Some people don't like me at all. Some people don't get why I'm wearing a mask. Some people just, you know. But the people who get me, I feel you. I can actually feel your vibrations, your energy, all the way from over here. We've come so far already. It's been 3.5 years. Close to 1,000 videos. I mean, it felt wrong quitting. Because shit got too tough. Because shit got too stressful. So I didn't quit. So yay! You know, good news for you. But for a few days, it was in my head. So much so that I made an entire video quitting. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who supports me. Whether it's in the comments, CashApp, Patreon. You guys, you're my anchor. Without you, I'd float away. Fucking who knows where. So I won't abandon you. I won't leave you to die with these lizard people. We're in this together. Like I said, when the asteroid comes, I will be live streaming that shit until it hit. Like, I'm recording the end of the world until it happens. I am documenting it because it's happening. It's done. We're all fucking dead. It's over. We're fucking dead. Fuck this shit. Stay Darth, fucking bitch. Hey, you mind if I have another go at that? Thank you for watching. Huh? You want to see the video? Why? But I'm not quitting though. Why would you want to see the video? No, I don't know, because I got emotional and it's not. No, why would I post a video of me quitting if I'm not quitting? That's stupid. You know, I'll hold off on the video until the day I do quit, which I won't quit because I just said I won't. But I think about it all the time. Not the point. The point is, Applejack, look. No, Applejack, I'm not playing the video. You know what? Actually, I'll do you one better. Because I know people are probably they're curious now that I said I made the video. They're like, I want to see it. Tell you what, I'll show you. I'll play the outro. I'm not gonna play you, the part where I'm getting all sad because I'm quitting. I'll play the compilate, my edit. I love you guys. I know there's a million things I want to say, but I can't think of anything right now, so I'm just gonna go. And I hope you have a wonderful night, or day, or afternoon, or I don't know. Maybe you're dead. Maybe you're watching this from the afterlife, from the astral plane. Maybe you're I don't give a fuck, Applejack. This is why I fucking quit. This is literally why I almost quit, because of shit like you. You're just an ungrateful little fucking pony, you faggot. Sorry, unicorn. Well, your unicorn isn't very big, is it? Your corn, it's like a stupid corn. You're a stupid corn. Nice, Applejack. Now, what are you gonna do? You gonna send this to HR? You fucking suck!
It's not that hard, Scott. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Franklin is his own man. He can make his own decisions. He can think for himself. Now, Franklin, get your fucking ass in the house. Don't you speak for Franklin. Franklin, you stay.
I never like to say goodbye. But there's a wind behind every one of us that takes us through our lives. I would have stayed among you longer, but that wind is taking me away. I will miss it here. I will miss you. I would like to come down now among you and say goodbye. And wish you peaceful hearts and loving hearts. He's on to his next adventure.
With the, how did this, what's happening?
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to bed. Put the fucking phone down. Go to sleep.